Today's market offers as many as 16 different types of yogurt. They fill entire supermarket shelves wrapped in reassuring labels, heart healthy, high protein, gut supporting. Greek yogurt, low fat, frozen, protein enriched, soy, almond, probiotic, whipped, light, flavored, organic, Icelandic style, lactose free, drinkable, kid friendly, even yogurts that claim to boost gut health. But the truth is this: only 4 of them are genuinely beneficial for people over 60. Most of the rest are quietly damaging your gut, hormones, and metabolic system day after day without you even noticing. Originally, yogurt was never meant to be a dessert. For thousands of years, it was a living, fermented food used as a form of natural medicine to restore digestion, protect bones, and strengthen the immune system. But when the food industry realized that people feared fat and craved sweetness, the recipe was rewritten: less fat, more sugar, and far less life. Beneficial bacteria were killed off, natural fats were stripped away, and replaced with sugar, additives, and display cultures that look good on labels but don't survive in the gut. In this video, we'll identify the 4 worst yogurts you should avoid after age 60 and reveal the 4 yogurts you should eat daily if you want to keep your gut young, your bones strong, and your energy stable over time. And stay until the end, because the number 2 yogurt on the good list shocked even doctors. It has been shown to reverse gut damage in as little as 3 weeks. The problem with today's yogurt isn't milk. It's how deeply humans have interfered with a food that was once alive. When yogurt left the traditional kitchen and entered industrial production lines, it began to lose its biological essence. To extend shelf life and create a smooth, perfect texture, many manufacturers heat yogurt at very high temperatures. This keeps the product stable on shelves for months, but the cost is severe. Most beneficial bacteria are completely destroyed. The cultures added back later are largely symbolic: too few in number, too weak in vitality, and most die the moment they encounter stomach acid. Biologically, this becomes especially dangerous after age 60. By that stage of life, gut microbiome diversity has naturally declined by 30 to 40% compared to youth. When you eat yogurt that no longer contains truly living bacteria, you're not feeding your gut. You're simply consuming protein and sugar wrapped in a digestive health disguise. It doesn't stop there. To compensate for flavor lost when fat is removed, manufacturers add refined sugar, corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners. Science shows that in older adults, excess sugar rapidly spikes insulin, drives silent inflammation, and weakens the muscle's ability to use protein effectively, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. In simple terms, you may eat enough, but your body no longer uses it efficiently. Even worse, many modern yogurts contain thickeners and emulsifiers such as carrageenan or carboxymethylcellulose. Biological studies indicate that these substances can thin the intestinal mucus barrier, allowing foreign particles to enter the bloodstream and trigger chronic inflammation, something many people mistakenly interpret as normal aging. In other words, modern yogurt does something deeply ironic. It looks like a healing food but behaves like a biological disruptor. And for a body over 60, already more vulnerable to inflammation, gut imbalance, and impaired nutrient absorption, this betrayal happened slowly, silently, but very real. Top 4 Worst Yogurts for People Over 60. Rank 1. Low-fat fruit yogurt. At the top of the avoid at all costs list after age 60 is a yogurt that looks completely harmless: low-fat fruit yogurt. It's often marketed with comforting phrases like light on the stomach, heart healthy, and low cholesterol. But biologically, it's one of the most metabolically disruptive choices older adults can make. When manufacturers remove natural fat from yogurt, they don't just remove calories, they remove the biological braking system for blood sugar. Fat in traditional yogurt slows digestion, allowing sugar to enter the bloodstream gradually, stabilizing insulin and helping the body use protein to maintain muscle and bone. Without fat, yogurt becomes thin, bland, and unappealing. To save the flavor, formulas are pumped full of refined sugar, corn syrup, or sweeteners. The result? A small cup can contain 20 to 25 grams of hidden sugar equivalent to a can of soda, often eaten in the morning when the body is most insulin sensitive. Epidemiological studies show that in older adults, daily consumption of low-fat yogurt is associated with a significantly higher risk of type 2 diabetes compared to full-fat yogurt. Not because yogurt is bad, but because sugar floods the bloodstream too quickly, causing energy crashes, fatigue, and increased visceral fat storage. The more serious issue lies in muscle health. After age 60, the body naturally enters anabolic resistance, where muscles no longer respond to protein as effectively. When blood sugar repeatedly spikes and crashes due to sugar-heavy, low-fat yogurt, the body prioritizes energy storage over muscle repair, leading to silent muscle loss even when eating healthy. Many older adults are shocked when tests show rising blood lipids and weakening muscles despite clean eating. The truth is simple. Low-fat fruit yogurt doesn't protect your heart. It protects the product's marketability. After 60, your body doesn't need less fat. It needs the right fat, the right digestive rhythm, and the right biology. And low-fat fruit yogurt fails on all three. Rank 2. Flavored Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt was once a symbol of clean eating, but that was the plain, unflavored, traditional version. The problem lies in the flavored Greek yogurts now dominating supermarket shelves. To achieve the perfectly thick texture, most of these products rely not only on traditional straining, but also on added thickeners such as carrageenan, gums, or modified starches. Chemically, carrageenan can trigger inflammatory responses in the gut lining, particularly dangerous for people over 60 whose intestinal barriers are already thinner and more sensitive. When the gut lining is chronically irritated, leaky gut can develop. Undigested proteins and bacterial toxins slip into the bloodstream, activating the immune system. The consequences don't appear overnight. They show up as vague joint pain, persistent fatigue, brain fog, symptoms many people wrongly attribute to aging. On top of that, the fruit flavor in these yogurts rarely comes from real fruit. It's usually synthetic esters and preservatives that trick the taste buds while impoverishing the gut microbiome. Many flavored Greek yogurts are also artificially boosted with milk protein powders, placing additional strain on the kidneys, organs whose filtration capacity naturally declines with age. Greek yogurt itself isn't the enemy, but flavored Greek yogurt is a different story. It's a product wrapped in a healthy costume after excessive processing. For people over 60, it's no longer restorative food. It's a quiet daily source of inflammation. Rank 3. Artificial protein yogurts. After age 60, muscle loss accelerates faster than muscle repair. That's when high-protein yogurts enter the scene, promising 20 grams of protein, 0 sugar, and muscle support. But here's the problem. Most of them are barely yogurt at all. Instead of natural fermentation, many high-protein products are ultra-processed blends of milk protein powder, gelatin, thickeners, and artificial sweeteners. During heat processing and shelf life extension, the living bacteria, the true soul of yogurt, are almost destroyed. A 2021 study found that more than 60% of protein yogurts on the market contain probiotic levels millions of times lower than those found in traditionally fermented yogurt. For younger people, this may only cause mild bloating. But for those over 60, it becomes a far more serious issue. As the gut microbiome naturally weakens with age, consuming dead protein without supportive probiotics forces the kidneys to work harder while simultaneously disrupting microbial balance in the gut. On top of that, artificial sweeteners such as sucralose and acesulfame K act like mild antibiotics, quietly killing off beneficial bacteria. The result is this. You think you're feeding your muscles, but in reality, you're impoverishing your gut, making nutrient absorption progressively worse over time. Protein itself is not the problem, but protein disconnected from a living microbiome is no longer nourishment. It becomes a biological burden. Unfortunately, many modern products are moving precisely in that direction. Rank 4. Frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt sounds harmless, even refreshing. It's often marketed as light, easy to digest, and healthier than ice cream. But for a body over 60, it may be one of the most deceptive traps of all. The first problem is that life has disappeared. Pasteurization, deep freezing, and long-term storage destroy nearly all the beneficial bacteria that define yogurt in the first place. What remains is no longer a living fermented food, but simply a milk and sugar dessert dressed up as gut-friendly. Analyses published in the Journal of Dairy Science show that more than 70% of commercial frozen yogurts contain probiotic levels millions of times lower than traditional yogurt. That means your gut receives virtually no restorative benefit. The second problem is sugar and additives. A single serving of frozen yogurt can contain 30 to 35 grams of sugar, enough to cause a sharp insulin spike, promote chronic inflammation, and disrupt glucose metabolism. In older adults whose muscles have already lost some capacity to absorb glucose, this excess sugar is easily converted into visceral fat and silent joint inflammation. Worse still, to achieve smoothness and elasticity, many products use emulsifiers such as carboxymethyl cellulose or polysorbate 80. Studies published in Nature show that these substances can increase intestinal permeability, opening the door for toxins and harmful bacteria to enter the bloodstream. Frozen yogurt is not yogurt that has been chilled. It is yogurt that has lost its soul, leaving only sweetness and short-term comfort. For a body over 60, where the gut is the center of immunity and energy, this is not an innocent snack. It is a quiet trade-off, a few moments of pleasure in exchange for long-term chronic inflammation. That is why, on this list, frozen yogurt ranks as the worst offender. Not because it is openly harmful, but because it convinces you that you're doing something healthy when the opposite is true. After clearly seeing what modern yogurt is quietly doing to the gut, hormones, and metabolism of people over 60, a natural question arises. Is it better to avoid yogurt altogether? The answer is no. The problem is not yogurt. The problem is what has been misnamed yogurt. True yogurt, biologically speaking, remains one of the most powerful restorative foods for an aging body. When it is alive, rich in real bacteria, contains natural fat, and isn't loaded with sugar, yogurt functions as a repair system, sealing and strengthening the gut lining, improving calcium and protein absorption, reducing baseline inflammation, stabilizing energy and mood. The key point is this: only a very small number of yogurts on the market still retain these properties. And now we move to the second half of the story. Not to inspire fear, but to help you choose correctly. Top yogurts to eat after 60. Rank 4. Goat milk yogurt, gentle on the gut, powerful for bones. If there is one yogurt that deserves a true comeback in post-60 diets, it is goat milk yogurt. Biologically, goat milk is far more different from cow's milk than most people realize. Its fat globules are smaller and its protein structure is softer, forming a lighter curd in the stomach. This means an aging digestive system doesn't have to work as hard to break it down. Studies published in the Journal of Dairy Science show that goat milk yogurt can increase calcium absorption by 20 to 25% compared to cow's milk yogurt, an enormous advantage when bone density begins to decline rapidly after age 60. Goat milk is also rich in magnesium, phosphorus, and natural vitamin A, micronutrients that directly support muscles, bones, and immune function. The probiotic strains in goat yogurt also tend to be more gut-friendly, causing less bloating or discomfort in sensitive digestive systems. Most importantly, goat milk yogurt doesn't need sugar or flavoring to be appealing. When properly fermented, it is naturally tangy, lightly creamy, and easy to digest. For adults over 60 seeking a yogurt that nourishes without provoking hidden reactions, goat milk yogurt is an ideal place to begin gut restoration. Rank 3. Full-fat Greek yogurt, balancing muscle and gut. Not all Greek yogurt is healthy, but plain full-fat Greek yogurt with no sugar and no flavoring is a rare exception. Biologically, the traditional straining process of Greek yogurt concentrates natural protein without relying on milk powders or additives. This delivers essential amino acids that help counter muscle loss, a major concern after 60, while preserving live probiotic cultures. Natural fat in full-fat yogurt slows sugar absorption, stabilizes insulin, reduces baseline inflammation, and supports the absorption of vitamins D, K2, and calcium, a trio critical for bone health and brain function. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that older adults who consume full-fat yogurt have lower inflammation markers and better metabolic profiles than those who consume low-fat versions. So if you need a multitasking yogurt, one that supports muscle, protects the gut, and stabilizes energy, full-fat Greek yogurt, whether eaten plain or savory, is a safe and effective choice. Rank 2. Kefir fermented drinking yogurt. If regular yogurt is a small team of probiotics, kefir is a fully functioning ecosystem. This ancient fermented dairy drink contains 20-30 strains of beneficial bacteria and yeasts, several times more than standard yogurt. Scientifically, kefir's greatest advantage lies in colonization. Many of its beneficial microbes don't simply pass through the gut and disappear. They attach, multiply, and help rebuild the microbiome. This is especially critical after age 60 when gut bacterial diversity declines rapidly. A study published in Frontiers in Microbiology found that older adults who consumed kefir daily for 8 to 12 weeks experienced a significant increase in gut microbiome diversity and a clear reduction in the inflammatory marker C-reactive protein, CRP. Noticeable improvements in digestion, immune function, and baseline energy levels. Another major biological advantage of kefir is that it nearly completely breaks down lactose, meaning even people who are lactose intolerant can usually drink it without bloating or stomach pain. Kefir also stimulates the natural production of vitamin B12, vitamin K2, and short-chain fatty acids, molecules that directly nourish intestinal cells and support brain health. That's why kefir earns its place at rank number 2. It isn't just food, it's a gentle but powerful digestive therapy, capable of producing meaningful changes in just a few weeks. Rank number 1, homemade plain yogurt. If you had to choose one single yogurt after age 60, it would be homemade plain yogurt. No labels, no marketing, no added protein, no 0% fat, no natural fruit flavor. Just milk, plus live cultures, plus time. Unlike industrial yogurt, where bacteria are trained to survive on supermarket shelves, homemade yogurt is a truly living food. Research shows that home-fermented yogurt can contain tens to hundreds of times more live probiotics than packaged commercial products. Why does this matter after 60? Beneficial bacteria help repair the gut barrier, reducing silent inflammation linked to joint pain, fatigue, and immune decline. Longer fermentation almost completely breaks down lactose, making it suitable even for those who struggle to digest dairy. Natural milk fat helps stabilize hormones, support brain health, and improve absorption of vitamins D and K2, which are essential for bone strength. Most importantly, you control the process. You decide the type of milk, the fermentation time, and the level of acidity and bacterial activity. No thickeners, no hidden sugars, no biological betrayal. Homemade yogurt may not be convenient, but it is healing food in the truest sense. After age 60, yogurt can either become a daily medicine or a quiet source of inflammation. The difference isn't the healthy label, it's whether the yogurt still contains real living bacteria. Choosing simple, properly fermented yogurt means protecting your gut, your bones, and your energy every single day. Thank you for watching. If you found this video meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to receive more thoughtful and science-based content like this.